Hey everybody, today we're going to go through the tutorial on changing out your wicks for your Strike Survival Ever Strike Match Gen 2s. Today we have our Strike Survival Ever Strike Match Gen 2 Survival Lighter and the competitor's Ever Strike Survival Match. So we're going to compare the difference on wick changing. First we're going to take ours and remove the striking rod. We're going to set the actual housing next to it. So we're going to take a cloth and we're going to wrap it around the actual end where you unscrew it from the top. And a lot of people will say we're going to go and use needle nose pliers. Needle nose pliers are great, but here's the thing. It limits you on how much you can physically grit on that actual striking nib. We prefer to actually use standard needle nose pliers when you want, real specific, you need to tighten grooves, anything like that. But with this, for this occasion, you want basic everyday pliers. So we're going to go ahead and pull our striking nib out. And all you do is you grab the striking nib with your pliers, and you're going to use a little bit of force. It's going to take some force, so it's not like it's just going to come out, because it's wedged in to keep the wick in and keep the striking nib together. So you're going to pull it out. And there you go, you pulled the striking nib out. You're going to put the striking nib down on the plate or on your table or wherever you're going to have it. And you're going to pull the wick out of the actual well. And you notice that there's quite a bit of wick in the actual housing of the striking rod. There's about 2 inches that we can supply standard with it. And the reason why you want to replace it is because when you actually burn the wick, you burn it for more than 10 seconds, it's going to burn down over time. And then you have to replace it with a regular Zippo lighter wick, or you can call us or email us, and we'll be happy to cut you a deal on replacement wicks. So we already got it out. It'll be in 3 pieces: your rod, your striking nib, and your wick. Now you want to make sure you get a little bit more wick out so you can actually continue to use your striker. So we're going to take and use a twisting action, and you're going to put it back into the housing of the striking rod. Keep twisting until you get the desired length. Typically you want enough length that when you go to put your nib back in to the striking rod, it'll be just a tad higher than the striking nib itself. You notice ours is a silverish color. That's because ours is stainless steel. You can bend this and you can pull it out. It won't break on you because it's like we said in earlier videos, these striking rods are stainless steel. So we're going to put the nib back in between the 2 striking nibs. When you look at it, the wick is not as high as the actual striking rod. So, you want to pull it out and set it to the side again, and you want to make sure there's just enough wick. And the good way to do this is to leave just a little bit of room. Put it back in a twisting motion, and you're going to kind of set it, look, and judge. And that's just a tad bit higher than the actual striking nib itself. So we're going to make sure it's in between. You're going to take a hard surface and press down. Some of you don't want to damage because it's going to take some time to get this back in. So you get it seated just a little bit, and you see how it's a little bit crooked. So you're going to take your pliers, you're going to adjust it to seat properly, and you're going to put it back on the actual hard surface that you don't want to get, that you can get damaged if you want, because it'll leave a mark, because this is pretty hard to actually get back in. You're going to tap lightly. And you're going to tap enough to where you're satisfied with your striker, where the nib is, and your wick. I think that's pretty good as far as having enough wick out there, and saves you from burning all of it down. You're going to put it back in, and you're going to sit and you're going to shake it up a little bit, get it mixed up again. You're going to check and make sure there's no residue from lighter fluid or anything splashed up on it. It does happen. You simply blow it out. What you're going to do is you're going to pull the striking nib out and test it. You're going to put your thumb over it, like we said before, over the well, to make sure you're not going to get any accidental splash or anything, and you're going to strike. The spark's great. That's the difference between having a long wick and a short wick. You can actually get those nice big decent sparks. and that's how you get those sparks versus the long nib. Long wicks, you'll want bigger flame. So we're going to strike ours up and try to get it to make sure it'll work. And sometimes it does take a little bit, but it works. We got more flame out of it, longer life. It'll probably last you, depending on how long you use it. If you use it every day, you're looking probably about 2-3 weeks worth of wick, depending on how long you burn it. Typically don't burn these more than 10 seconds of swing. Now when you go to put these back in, every time you need to take it, blow it out, and reinsert it. Don't reinsert the striking rod back into the wheel housing when it's still lit. It'll cause a fire. So that's how you change our Strike Survival EverStrike Generation 2 match out. Now we're going to take our other competitor's one, we're going to take it out, and we're going to set theirs to the side, and we're going to do the same thing. Put the towel over it, and we're going to go and pull the striking nib. And see, the cap came off. And that's because theirs is not heat sealed together. So what you do is that, you know, now it's rendered completely useless. You can't change it out, nothing. It'll burn down and you'll never get this back. You can glue it together, but it won't work as well. And it'll fall apart. Notice ours didn't fall apart with any issue. Well, if you look at our other videos, you can also see when you go to remove that, this nib will break because it's not stainless steel. It's a frigid metal. Well, I hope that solves any questions on replacing the wick. Please find us at strikesurvival.com, and we'll be happy to answer any questions and fill any orders you may want. Thank you for watching.